Theme 2 Unit 2 Job Interviews. Read the advertisement below. For a marketing assistant for a media and publishing company. As you read, underline the modal verbs and indicate what kind they are: obligation, desirability, necessity. Write the appropriate letter above each verb. O, D, N. Marketing assistant required.
Employer, Ace Media and Publishing. Location, Central London. Qualifications, undergraduate degree. Contract, permanent. Hours, full-time. Salary, £20,000 per year.
We are a leading media and publishing company, and we have an exciting opportunity for a marketing assistant to join our team. This highly desirable position is a great chance to establish a career in the marketing industry. You don't need to have a degree in marketing, but you must have a relevant degree and a high standard of written English. As marketing assistant, your responsibilities will include campaign analysis, copywriting and proofreading. You will also be responsible for database management. You should have excellent written and verbal communication skills to make you stand out from the crowd. You also need to have outstanding organizational skills and be able to work under pressure and adhere to deadlines. If you think you fit the criteria above, and you would enjoy this challenging job, then send us your CV and a brief covering letter.
There are 4 examples of modal verbs in the advertisement. 1. You don't need to have a degree in marketing, necessity, line 4. 2. But you must have a relevant degree, obligation, line 4. 3. You should have excellent written and verbal communication skills. Desirability, line 7. 4. You also need to have outstanding organizational skills. Necessity, line 8.
Answer the following questions about the advertisement. Write your answers on the lines. A. What kind of company is offering the job? B. Where is the company based? C. What essential requirements must candidates have? D. What responsibilities does the position involve? E. What word in the advertisement means excellent, unusually good? F. What word means standards used to judge something? G. What should interested applicants do? In groups, read and discuss the following tips from a careers manual on how to perform well at interviews. A. Which are the most important useful tips? B. Can you think of any other interview tips?
Interview tips. Before the interview. Before going for the interview, look up the company's website. Find out as much as you can about the company and the job which you're applying for. Plan your journey to the interview carefully. If the company is local and you haven't been there before, do a practice run a few days in advance so that you feel confident about getting there. Think about your own strengths and weaknesses, and how you are best suited for the job. Dress smartly for the interview. And be clean and neat. Arrive well before the time of your interview. To give yourself time to relax during the interview. Smile and look pleasant, appear motivated and enthusiastic about the job. Sit up straight and make eye contact with the interviewers. Listen to the questions carefully, answer them as carefully and as fully as possible. Do not lie about what you can do. Talk about your strengths, but do not exaggerate them. Speak clearly. Do not speak about your personal life unless asked. If you are not sure that you heard or understood something correctly, ask the interviewers politely to repeat what they have said after the interview. The interviewers may ask you if you have any questions about the job. Prepare 1 or 2 questions in advance to ask them. Wait for the interviewers to tell you when you may leave. Thank them politely for the interview. Listen to the extracts from 5 different job interviews. After listening to each interview, make notes in your exercise book to answer these questions. A. What did each applicant say that was wrong? B. What advice would you give them for the future?
Interview 1.
Tell me, Mr. Brown, what do you know about our company?
Well, I was going to look it up on the internet last night, but unfortunately I didn't have time. But I know that you publish medical books.
No, we used to publish medical books, but now we publish course books for schools.
Interview 2.
Why do you want to leave your present job, Miss Smith?
I can't stand my boss. She's awful. She's the worst boss I've ever had. She's really lazy. She comes in late, gives me loads of work, and then goes out for lunch for hours. If you ask me, I should be the boss and she should be the secretary.
Interview 3.
How would you describe yourself, Mr. Green? What are your strengths?
Oh, I'm the best. Absolutely the best. I'm hardworking and intelligent, and I'm also very popular. I get on so well with people. All my colleagues love me.
I see. What about your weaknesses?
Let me see. I can't think of any. No, I'm the perfect employee.
Interview 4.
Why do you want to work in children's television, Miss Price?
Well, I've always wanted to work in TV.
And you are particularly interested in children's programs?
Oh no, I'm not interested in children at all. I just thought it would be an easy way to get into television.
Interview 5.
Why do you want to join our teaching staff, Mr. Torren?
Wow, your college has such long holidays. They are great. They are much better than in the school I am working in now. And the size of the classes here is nice and small. So hopefully I won't have very much homework to mark.
Answers. Interview 1. This applicant admits he doesn't know much about the company. This indicates a serious lack of interest. Advice. Find out as much as you can about a company or organization before going for an interview there. Interview 2. This applicant attacks her boss personally, which is not a good reason to give for leaving your job, even if it is true. If you do this, the interview may think you are a critical person who is difficult to work with. Advice. Think of an impersonal reason why you want to leave your job. For example, you want to broaden your work experience. Interview 3. This applicant has a very high opinion of himself. He would not fit well into a team and would be difficult for colleagues to work with. Advice. Be more modest, although it is good to appear confident at an interview. You shouldn't blow your own trumpet so much. Interview 4. This applicant admits she is using the job as a way to get into the company. She doesn't even pretend to be interested in the job. She is applying for. Advice. Even if you are using the job as a way to get your foot in the door, you should never say this at an interview. You should appear keen and enthusiastic about the job you're applying for. Interview 5. This applicant is most interested in what he can get out of the job for himself, rather than how he can contribute to the college. Advice: never talk about holidays or ways that you can save yourself work. The interviewer will think that you are lazy and self-centered, with little interest in the job. Turn to page 75 of your workbook and complete the grammar practice activities. Grammar practice: read the information below. For hotel guests, complete each statement with a modal verb or phrase of obligation, desirability, or necessity. Example: if guests have a complaint, they should, ought to, inform the hotel manager. Desirability: guests must, have to, check out of their rooms by 12:00. Obligation: guests needn't, don't have to, take their own towels to the swimming pool. Necessity: on arrival, guests check in at reception. Obligation: guests eat in the restaurant, they can call room service. Necessity: guests keep their valuable items in the safe in their room. Desirability: guests go swimming in the sea when they see the red flag. Obligation: guests park in the front car park, they can use the back one instead. Necessity: guests make a noise and disturb other guests. Desirability: choose the correct option from the 4 choices given to complete each sentence. 1. Passengers check in 2 hours before the flight. A. Must to. B. Has to. C. Have to. D. Must have. 2. Yesterday I lost my watch. I'll buy a new one. A. Need. B. Not need. C. Should. D. Need to. 3. You worry so much. Everything will be all right. A. Must. B. Shouldn't. C. Should to. D. Needn't to. 4. I haven't seen Nawal for ages. I call her. A. Don't have to. B. Shouldn't. C. Should. D. Ought. 5. You come with me if you are too busy. I can go alone. A. Needn't to. B. Don't. C. Should. D. Needn't. Rewrite the exam rules below with the words in the correct order. Example: minutes: you the 10 arrive before. Must exam minutes: you must arrive 10 minutes before the exam. 1. The register before. You must exam. 2. Must mobile switch your off phone. You. 3. At mustn't work another. You students look. 4. Questions you all answer. Must the. 5. Mustn't the you during exam talk. 6. The leave is a mustn't until you exam over. 1. You must register before the exam. 2. You must switch off your mobile phone. 3. You mustn't look at another student's work. 4. You must answer all the questions. 5. You mustn't talk during the exam. 6. You mustn't leave until the exam is over.